If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640. It is The Conway Show. Ding dong. Well, we had a fire going earlier. I think it's pretty much out. But we've got to check in with Angel Martinez because Angel, I'm sure you're aware of this because you're the traffic queen. And also the insult queen, by the way. We all remembered the one you lobbed into Crozier yesterday. That was
that wasn't an insult. I was just saying, team sensitive.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, Crozier took it the wrong way. He's not here today. He's pissed.
Oh.
No, he's sitting right here. He's angry as hell. Swearing your name. But the 71 freeway was closed for a while, and I think the 91 was, huh?
Well, the 71 remains closed both directions.
Get out of here.
No, seriously. Between the 91 and Butterfield Ranch Road, Euclid Avenue is shut down. And they've also closed the connectors from the 91 to the 71 so nobody gets any ideas.
Oh, that's where that dam was with the 1976 painted on the dam?
Yes, that's Prado Dam.
Prado Dam. Oh, that's cool. You have that knowledge, all right? You're like, what area is that? San Bernardino?
It's Chino Hills.
Okay, Chino Hills. So you're like Chino Hills in a minute, like the guy that does, Evan Lovett does L.A. in a minute. You do
Absolutely.
Chino Hills in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I take my dog out there all the time to go play.
Really? Is that far from your house, though?
Yeah, it's kind of far, but there's a working farm and they do dog boarding and stuff, and you can take your dog out there.
But it's like an hour from where you live, though.
I know, but she gets to run around on a farm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
People do for their dogs. When I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, and we talked about this before in the air, dogs were outdoor dogs. If that dog was in the house, my mom would be yelling, "Who the hell let that dog in the house?" And like, "Oh, sorry, it's pouring out, it's raining, it's lightning and thunder. I'll push him back out. I'll get him out of here." But she goes, "That's why we have a dog house. Get him out of here." But that's what I mean. And then in 20, 30 quick short years, they become family members.
Absolutely.
And now, if you have a dog that's only an outdoor dog, people look at you like you're that's like cruelty to animals.
Yeah, they'll report you.
That's right.
For dog abuse or animal abuse.
Right, especially if that dog is tied up outside. That's how they make all those commercials, with trying to raise money for the ASPCA or whatever that organization is. All right, so Angel, let's go through this a little more carefully because I'm a slow learner. There's non-learners and slow learners. I'm in the slow category. The 91 and the 71, the merge, the entrance to both of them. What is it called? The flyover, the merge. What do they call it?
The connectors.
The connectors. Okay, the connectors.
The transitions.
And they're both closed still?
Yes, from the 71 is closed, period. Between the 91 and Butterfield Ranch Road, Euclid Avenue. It's shut down both directions.
Oh, my God. What are people doing? It must be jammed everywhere then around there.
So they cleared out all of the cars that were stuck in the closure heading northbound. Southbound, there's still people stuck between Pine Avenue and just before Butterfield Ranch. So they're still sitting out there. They've been out there for going on a couple of hours now. And all the alternates in the area, I've been calling these three: Carbon Canyon to Imperial back to the 91. You can use the 57 freeway. That's west of the 71.
Okay.
Or you can head east and use the 15 instead. Now, to get there, people have to use either the 91 or the 60. And so that whole circle of roadways are just looking pretty jam-packed, regardless where you're off to.
Okay.
Everything's just extra busy today.
But I'm looking at it right now. The westbound 91 is wide open. I mean, after you get past the 71.
Is
that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eastbound sucks.
Eastbound is usually where we see the traffic this time of day.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So eastbound's just a total nightmare.
All right, and the fire is affecting that to the Butterfield Ranch, which there's a great chicken place there. I think it's called. I don't know. There's a couple there. There's I think there's a Cane's there. I think there's a what's the other big one? What's the big chicken place everybody enjoys?
Oh, the Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I think Chick-fil-A is there as well. They got a great shopping center there. There's a Jack in the Box. I think there's a Circle K in that area too. It's right near the Chino Hills Senior Living, and I know that because I used to have a buddy whose dad lived there, and we'd go to the track and then stop by and try to get some money out of him, and that never worked out. But so the 71 closed between Butterfield Ranch and the 91.
Yes.
Both
that was
directions.
a long ways. Yes, both directions. But that was a long ways to the track.
You're right. You're right. I went out there to visit your dog on the way to the track. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Please keep an eye on that for us then.
You got it. All
right. Angel Martinez, the insult queen, yesterday lobbing one in on Crozier. Just a bomb, an atom bomb. Just
good luck.
And then Crozier turned around. What was your insult?
Nuclear. Oh, let's find out what everybody else said so we can be contrarian.
It was a real battle. It was good. I'll tell you that. It was great. All right, so we've got that going on. And then at 5 o'clock, we have the DA, the district attorney for Los Angeles County, Nathan Hochman, is coming on. And we've not had him on our show before. We've never had him on because when he was running for DA, I sent a letter to his office. And I said, hey, I'm a big fan, but we're not going to have him on because every politician I've ever had on loses in a spectacular fashion by 20, 30, 40 points.
I like you, buddy, so I'm not going to have you on.
Yeah. Steve Garvey, Jim McDonald, Villanueva, to say a few, the Big Cat. We've had 5, 6, 7 politicians on. And they come on and they talk about, how they're going to run the country or the city or the county, whatever. And then they all lose in record numbers. So I said, hey, buddy, if you want to win, take a powder here. And we'll have you on that.
Chance, don't talk to me.
That's right. That's exactly right. All right. Now we've got some other sort of, lesser news going on. I was up this morning listening to the family's testimony and the families. I don't even know what they call that, where you get an opportunity to talk to the perpetrator, and in this case, Kohlberger, the guy that that killed the college kids. But the surviving roommates were talking, and also surviving, obviously, the family members. The dads are really tough to listen to, and I don't want to play a lot of it on the air because it really. I mean, look, if you want to go find it, it's everywhere. But man, is it depressing. It is depressing beyond belief. I mean, these heartbroken men who otherwise are very strong, talking about their daughters. They'll never see them again. One of them read a Father's Day card or a birthday card that they got from their daughter, and I couldn't take it. I just couldn't take it. I don't know how people get up in the morning after you've had a son or a daughter pass away. And I'm not talking about, passing away because of illness or an auto accident or, bungee jumping that went wrong or skydiving or, I don't know, food poisoning that got out of control, COVID. I'm not talking about those kind of deaths. I'm talking about a murder. I'm talking about, that these kids' lives were taken by another human being that was totally preventable.
It's the real life nightmare of a lot of people's jobs.
Yeah,
come true.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. You know what? Maybe it's the second worst thing that could possibly happen to you. I don't know if a kid that vanishes is worse. I think in a lot of ways it is. If you have a kid, 6, 7, 8-year-old, whatever, and that kid was either kidnapped or abducted somehow.
Oh, the not knowing?
And not knowing what happened. And now, 30 years later, every time you see somebody at the mall that may look like them, you want to, take a closer look to see if it is them. That's got to drive people crazy. Absolutely crazy. So we're not going to go deep into that, but if you want to go look at it, you can. But be prepared. Be prepared. It is unbelievably emotional. All right, we're, again, D.A. Hockman's coming on at 5 o'clock. And Bellio, I think we're putting out a push notice on that. Is that what that's called? Is that right? Yes, that's right.
That is exactly right.
And what does that mean, real
It's
quick?
a push alert. So on the iHeart app, everyone will get a notice that DA Nathan Hockman will be on with us at 5:05.
Okay, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, including the murders in Encino. Is that right?
That's right, Tim.
Yeah. Are we on some kind of delay? Are you in Bakersfield again?
I'm sorry, Tim. I'm in Bakersfield, and so we're on a little bit of a delay.
Let's head out to Bakersfield.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
At 5 o'clock, we have D.A. Hockman coming on. He's going to be talking about a bunch of things. Nathan Hockman at 5:05 p.m. But first, you got Monks. How you, bub?
I'm doing well. You know, yesterday you bumped Jay Leno so I could come on and do a news report.
Right.
But now how the tables have turned for me because you're deep teasing Hockman
Right.
to try to keep people tuned in.
That's right.
And I'm sitting right here.
I know, but how about this? You're the opener for Hockman. That's a big deal.
You do paint a pretty picture.
Leno opened for you, and now you're opening for Hockman.
It's my pleasure to do so. Hey, how about this weather?
I have never in my life, and again, better part of 6 decades, minus maybe a couple of years. I have never seen it this cold, this long in Southern California in July.
I haven't been here as long as you, but I was feeling the same.
I was freezing last night.
And I love it.
I do too.
I paid. What got me thinking about this, other than just being alive and aware, was I paid my LADWP bill. And when if you get an LADWP bill, they give you the comparison to how much you paid the year
good.
before.
Yeah, right.
And this is usually the time of year where the windows are closed, the air is blasting, and so this bill you get billed every 2 months. This one that I just paid and the one that's coming up are historically the big ones. Right. It was very small. And I thought we've only had the air on thrice.
Wow.
Thrice.
How did it compare to last year? Do you remember?
Yeah, about $100.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Now the September bill is always the biggest because that's when you really get blasted. August, September is when you've got the air, and that may still happen to us. But I was thinking, is this abnormal, or do we get this every so often? So I called up the National Weather Service in Oxnard and talked to meteorologist Rose Schoenfeld today, and I asked her what's up, and this is what she said.
For our July this year here, we've had a pretty cold spell, especially starting right around July 11th or so. We've been mostly either right around normal or below normal really since then. That's mostly caused by a different series of low-pressure systems that have lingered either north of our region to our south, essentially bringing that overall temperature aloft just a little bit lower for our region. So we haven't had a chance for a high-pressure ridge to really let heat build, at least not in the last little while here.
So what she's saying is the marine layer, the thing that causes the May gray, the June gloom, it's still hanging around. It's hanging around a little bit longer. It's present in a time where it typically is not. And so that creates a lot of reactions in the atmosphere all around the region.
One of my buddy of mine who knows more about weather than I do said when the Midwest gets hot, it sucks up all the energy, and that both coasts remain cool because of all the energy in the middle of the country.
She said something similar to that. You know, that there is if it gets hot out in the desert, that it will suck some of the heat out of our other areas.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she was explaining this scientifically. I'm probably not saying it correctly, but I'll have the full interview on Saturday night's show, so you'll be able to understand fully while we're experiencing what we're experiencing.
Saturday at 7.
Saturday at 7, the number one talk radio show.
It is, number one talk radio show. I love the way you sell that. Okay, this Saturday in Burbank, California, it should typically be about 93. It's going to be 77 degrees. That's the high on Saturday.
And for this month, only 8 days have been at or above average.
Is that right?
And by tomorrow, that'll be the 24th day of the month. So that's 1/3. 2/3 of this month has been below average. She also says, and this is important, is that it's good for our fire season. Now, we do have some fires today.
Sure.
It doesn't mean it's going to extinguish all of them, but to have this moisture in the air is very helpful to that situation.
That's right.
But San Francisco, our neighbors up north, they're also experiencing this, and it's much colder there anyway. They are having their coldest summer in decades, according to some reports I've seen out there.
You know, my brother and I went to a Dodger game up at Candlestick back when they played at Candlestick Park, and this is probably 30 years ago. We went in August, and we got cheap seats way up in the top deck. We were freezing. In the middle of August up there.
I love a jacket in the summer. Don't you love a jacket in the summer?
100%. I was freezing last night. I did get up and shut the windows. It was like 59 degrees last night.
My
outside.
windows have been open all summer long to hear the moans and the groans of downtown Los Angeles. It's been perfect.
When we asked Monks to come on and talk about the weather, I said, and he goes, "Really, the weather?" I said, buddy, Rick Dees used to say, if you talk about the weather, they'll never change the station, and they don't. It's going to be freezing, and you know what? We're in an ice age. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, it's not global warming anymore.
It's not global warming, no. But if you type in Google, do you have Google there? You got?
I got a phone.
Okay, go to Google. Google's homepage.
This is a website.
Yeah, www.google.com.
Okay,
and then type in, "Are we in an ice age?"
Are we in an ice age? Click.
And what comes up first?
Google's new AI character, Gemini, is telling me, yes, we are technically still in an ice age, the Quaternary Ice Age, which began approximately 2.5 million years ago.
Right, we're just coming out of it
to the present day. I'll take it.
Right.
It's better than volcanoes eating us alive.
Right, we're in an ice age
for sure.
And so I'm with the climate changers now. Because, I was hotter than hell for the last couple of years. Yeah. And now we're in an ice age.
This is perfect.
Yeah,
this is when you forget all of the troubles we have in Los Angeles, and you think, this is why my rent is $5,000 a month.
Plus, you can get a steal right now if you go to REI on a down jacket.
Oh,
this time of year,
down jacket. Don't tempt my tummy with the taste of nuts and honey.
Remember when we're about the same age. Remember when the down jacket came out? They were big and thick and heavy. Now they're really thin and beautiful.
Yeah, well, we're not exactly the same age, but I do remember. I do remember what you're saying.
Okay, all right. Monk, Saturday, the #1 talk show in Los Angeles, 7 to 9 on Saturday.
That was a shot, by the way, T.
That was a shot to me first.
Well, shot to everybody. Dig dong with everybody. Hey, at least we're we're not allowing Angel to also take shots at us. We're not piling on. Buddy, I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks, all right, Michael Monks, everybody. Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. Top of the hour at 5 o'clock. We have DA Nathan Hochman coming on. It's going to be a great show.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Coca-Cola is in the news. But speaking of keeping hydrated, Bellio, Bellio makes decent money around here. I think obviously she's worth more, and I always tell her that in hopes that she'll stick around and not ask for more. I hope that maybe the compliment is enough.
It's not.
Okay. So I try to help her out. She spends her hard-earned money on these waters. What is that called? Pellegrino?
Pellegrino.
And I hate to see that because, she spends $4 for a bottle of water.
Yeah.
And if she went to Costco, it's $16 or $17 for a case. So I went to Costco, and because I want her to stick around, I give her perks, and I bought her. What was that?
Oh, go ahead.
I bought her a case of Pellegrino, which I thought was pretty good. Wait a minute.
You said you bought me a case.
I did.
Yeah, but you bring in like 2 a day.
Yeah, because I have a bad back. I can't bring all 24 up.
Really?
Yeah, because my back will be
You have
twisted.
brought in a case of stale cookies.
Yeah, but that wasn't as heavy. I'll give you that, but it wasn't as heavy. If I brought that whole case of water up, it's 90 pounds for a case of water.
It's not 90 pounds.
It's very close. It's approaching 90 pounds.
You're telling me that's why you bring in 2 a day. That's the reason. That's the motivation.
What else could it be?
Can I be honest with you? I mean, I really don't want to do this on the air.
No. You can do it on the air. We've always had that policy. I'd rather you do it on the air because I'm uncomfortable off the air. I hate those conversations.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah. Whenever I hear, hey, can we talk off the air? I'm like, oh, let's do it on the air.
I feel like you do that. You bring up 2 singles a day. So I'll thank you every day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Have you been telling people that?
I told Foosh, Crozier,
really,
and Matt.
Is that right?
I did tell Michelle, and I did mention it to Brian.
Wait a minute. Well, I don't understand
Kate was standing nearby, so he heard.
Okay.
And then he said, that sounds like Conway.
I don't understand what that even means.
Because I think there's a power trip that you have, and you like when people are indebted to you.
What?
And
that's so crazy. I don't even like. It feels like I don't even know you.
It feels like you don't know yourself, to be honest. You like when we're like, oh, thank you, Tim.
No, that's not
thank
true.
you.
That's not true.
But it's like if you brought up the case and like, oh my gosh, that was so thoughtful of you. Thank you so much for thinking of me and taking the time
That's what
to
I
do
did.
That. But instead, I've got to thank you like 36 times. And it's like, it's exhausting.
Okay.
It's exhausting.
Well, okay. How about if I keep bringing him up and I'll just put him in the fridge and you don't have to thank me? Maybe leave a card.
Okay.
Thank you note.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm going to just thank you just for all of them. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You are one of the most, I've said this before,
You're
one
welcome.
of the most generous people I know.
Thank you very much. Evidently, it's all for a reason.
If you want to call me, I'll meet you down at your vehicle and I'll carry them up.
Okay. Well, they're not in the car.
Well, where are they?
They're at home in the refrigerator. So when I bring them in, they're cold for you.
They are cold. I'll give you that.
Yes.
That was.
I am not getting enough credit for this Costco purchase.
I think I said thank you.
I know, but but the blowback on the air.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Okay. All right. There was 24 of them. So let's keep rolling. All right. DA Hochman is coming in, or not coming in. He's coming on the phone, I believe.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love for him to come in, though.
All right. Okay. And he'll be on the phone. We'll be discussing a bunch of policies that he has. How's it going in his first year? The double murder in Encino, the East Hollywood car ramming of 36 people. We'll talk about all of that. Is crime going up? Is crime going down? How do we keep people, off the streets who do other people harm for no reason? Like this guy. Is it Richard Ramirez? I believe that's the dude's name. Or no, it wasn't Richard Ramirez.
I think it's Fernando.
Ramirez. He should not have been on the streets. Guess who else should not have been on the streets? The guy that killed the 2 people in Encino. He also should have been locked up. But they roam around, and it's not good for society. It's not good for the reputation of L.A. either. I know it's horrible for the people who lived in Encino that got killed. But it's also not good for Los Angeles because when a murder like that happens in Encino, it's not local news. It's international news. It's at least national news when something like that happens, and it gives us a bad name. We have to rely on people coming out here to visit. One of the big sources of revenue for Southern California is tourism, and if people are afraid to come out here, or people think, the city burned down on January 7th, or the city has riots like we had earlier this month, then they're going to stop coming out. And if the tourism dollars dry up in Southern California, we're all done. We rely heavily on tourism for Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Hollywood, Universal, the coast, the wineries. I mean, there's a ton of reasons why people come out here. To see your favorite football team play. Maybe you live in, you live in Arizona and you're a big fan of the Arizona Cardinals and you want to see an away game, you'll come to LA. and stay in a hotel, a nice hotel, get yourself a couple meals, maybe rent a car, maybe take a flight, and that all adds up. But if people perceive it to be dangerous out here, they won't come. And so that's why DA Hochman has a very important job. And so we'll get into the inner workings. And if you have the iHeart app, you're going to get a push notification. But you don't need one because you already know he's coming on. Oh, it's going to be great. And then I've got an offer for Jay Leno. So we're putting out the Jay Leno bat signal right now. I got a call from somebody in sales, and they want Jay Leno and myself to do a live broadcast. And I'll give Jay the details if he calls, or if not, maybe I'll call him after the program. But it might expand, but it's Jay Leno and myself doing a live broadcast from a car dealership. And somebody upstairs came up with the idea. The people who own the car dealership love the idea. Now we just got to get Jay Leno on board, and maybe we can do one a month. And we shouldn't be tied down to just one dealership. We should be floaters where we can go from one dealership to another and do live broadcasts and have people come out and meet Jay Leno and ask Jay about cars and car questions, and me as well. I know about 90% of what Jay knows about cars. Okay, you laugh, but I also can change my oil in my car. How about that?
Ooh. Thank you.
Can you change your oil, Bellio?
Yes.
Or do you even know you need to do that?
Yeah, you need to do it.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Best way to keep a car running is change that oil.
Yeah.
But not every 3,000 miles.
Your sticker that tells you when you need to do it by and how many miles.
I know, but you know what? They put 3,500 miles on there. You don't have to change it every 3,000 miles.
What are you recommending?
If it's synthetic, I would say 10 to 12, maybe 15. And sometimes you don't even have to change the filter. You just have to change the oil. So
yeah, 3,000. That's from like how long ago? I mean, that's like forever.
Yeah.
That was the rule that everybody always had in their head. 3,000 miles, 3,000 miles. And that hasn't been the case for, like you say, a good while now.
Oh,
because of the engines and, like you said, the oil.
Yeah, the synthetic oil it's
that
spectacular.
Changed the game, yeah.
But here's the problem I have, and we got to take a break. But I went to get an oil change, and the guy said, "You want regular oil or synthetic?" I said, "Well, if I get synthetic, when do I have to come back?" And he said, 5,000 miles. I said, "What if I get regular oil?" He said, 5,000 miles. I said, "Okay, then why am I getting the synthetic?"
Yeah.
And he's like, I go, something's wrong with that guy.
So you did not get synthetic.
I got synthetic, but I changed that little sticker. Instead of 5, I put a 10 on there.
Take a little Sharpie. And
That's right, yeah. I jack it up by 10,000.
Would Jay agree with you?
I bet Jay would say you could go 15,000 miles.
Didn't Jay call you out on your lack of knowledge about cars? No?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And he called me, I think, from the hospital where he had burned himself. So ding dong. How about that?
Whoa.
I don't work on cars, but then again, I am more careful. So how about that?
I don't have any scars. I don't work on cars, but I don't have any scars.
Yeah, right. No cars, no scars. No, I can't afford to work on cars like that. You know? First of all, Jay Leno's garage has a lot more cars than mine.
A lot more.
A lot more.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a ton more. All right, we're live on KFI. Jay, call us. I got a deal for you. We're going to make some money together.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. D.A. Hochman is coming on at 5 o'clock, a little bit after 5:05. So you want to be here for that. We'll talk about the murders in Encino and the lunatic that mowed down 37 people at the Vermont nightclub. So busy time for the DA here in Los Angeles. And we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's happening. All right, let's talk about, here's something that's interesting, not as heavy, but interesting because a lot of people enjoy Pepsi and Coke. All right, this one happens to be Coke. Coca-Cola, for a long time, has been putting high fructose corn syrup in Coke. And so when you see Coke in a bottle in the grocery store and it has real sugar in it, it's come from Mexico. We're importing Coca-Cola from Mexico. And it's better than the Coca-Cola that we drink here in the States, as they call it in Europe. And now they might be doing a 180 here, and we might be getting our own beautiful cane sugar back into Coca-Cola, which would be great. Big fan of Coke. Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola once dubbed itself the real thing. Now it's living up to the name. Beginning this fall, the beverage giant says it will add cane sugar to a new line of its signature soda in the U.S.
Yes! Dreams do come true.
The announcement comes less than a week after President Donald Trump, a big fan of the fizzy drink, who even has a dedicated Diet Coke button in the Oval Office, said he pushed the beverage giant to make the change. This will be a very good move by them, Trump said on social media. You'll see. It's just better.
For the big, for the small.
Coca-Cola uses cane sugar to sweeten its cola in many parts of the world. But since
Is that part of the story?
For the big, for the small.
Is that their new slogan at Coke?
For the big, for the small.
Odd.
Coca-Cola uses cane sugar to sweeten its cola in many parts of the world, but since the 1980s, the company has been using high fructose corn syrup, a lower cost alternative in the U.S.
Why? Why'd you do that? I know it saves money, but how much more is it? Another 2 cents, 3 cents, 10 cents? What's the price? Whatever it is, we're willing to pay it.
Back in April, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. condemned the use of added sugar in food and drink.
Sugar is poison, and Americans need to know that. It is poisoning us.
Coca-Cola and the Food and Drug...
Wait, what?
Sugar is poison.
Okay, sugar is poison, but so is high fructose corn syrup, so you might as well, if you're going to kill yourself, might as well enjoy it and get the real sugar back.
Sugar is poison, and Americans need to know that. It is poisoning us.
Coca-Cola and the Food and Drug Administration have always maintained high fructose corn syrup is safe to consume. Still, while the taste of cane sugar may be different, many nutrition...
It's better. It's much, much better.
Many nutrition experts say the health risks of both sweeteners are largely the same.
I'm just worried that people might think of this as a healthier choice or put this health halo.
That's right. I'm going to wear the Coca-Cola health halo when I drink my my sodas.
Around soda and then start to drink more of it. And we know that ultimately sugar is sugar no matter how you sprinkle it. And is this going to make a huge impact? Not necessarily.
Now, the Coca-Cola CEO said that this offering in the U.S. would, quote, complement what the company currently sells. And Coke already uses cane sugar in some of its American products, as well as the Coca-Cola that is made in Mexico, which, of course, you've been able to get since 2005. Since you can already buy it, we wondered if you can taste the difference, guys.
Yes,
so I want you to do a little taste test.
All right.
Try the Coke on your left
On
first.
the left. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And what Bellio, is this on KTLA?
No,
ABC?
it's
Good Morning America?
yeah, it's one of the national.
Oh, yeah, it's like Today's Show. Okay. And they're doing the taste test?
No,
All
I think
right.
it might be CBS.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right, now onto the one on your right.
Okay.
Let's see if they can tell.
Yeah, because it's Gail.
Yeah, well, how old is Gail?
Yeah, well, they're all.
I mean, your taste buds aren't what they used to be at 75. You can barely, you barely know that somebody's smoking standing next to you.
You can't even taste at all.
Right. That's why they make peppers, for old people. So they have, some kind of joy in life. That's right.
Let's take a little poll.
The right,
The right.
cane sugar.
One on the right is cane
One
sugar.
on the right is cane sugar. Actually, it is the one on the left.
Oh,
They all got it wrong.
that's so
And
classic.
they were enthusiastic, too, with their hand raising.
Oh, that's great.
Left.
Tony, I thought you knew.
Wow, you guys are so confident.
Wow.
All right.
We're going going to do that here.
Yeah, we should do
We're
it
gonna
here.
Do a Mexican Coke and a regular Coke, and Steph can see if he can taste the
Yes,
difference.
please. Yes, yes.
All right, we'll do that tomorrow. I'll bring in all the equipment.
Yeah, bring a case of Coca-Cola up, Tim.
Yeah,
And the hot dogs.
And get no thank you for it. Oh, that hot dog, my hot dog steamer. I'm like the guy from Bank America. My hot dog steamer comes today, so I'm going to bring hot dogs tomorrow.
How much you think that steamer weighs?
Oh, I don't know what that steamer weighs, but I got some great Costco news for you. Costco is leaving the Pepsi brand. They're going back to Coke. They're phasing it out over the next 3 months. And Costco, when you go in October, November for your Thanksgiving, your Christmas rush, Coca-Cola products.
Are you talking about like their fountain stuff?
Yeah, their fountain stuff. Yeah.
Their food?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fountain at their food court. Coca-Cola is back, baby.
Do they sell both, right? Like inside?
Inside they sell both,
Okay,
right?
okay,
Yeah. But outside they just sell Pepsi. And now they're going back to cocaine.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Coke. Can I get some Coke?
Oh.
Can I get some snow?
Some snow?
Can I get some snow? All right, D.A. Hockman. Oh, we should do that with Hockman coming on. Hockman's coming up next on KFI AM 640. Just kidding.
Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.